Welcome to this dose of spiritual clarity. So, today we're talking about the theme of, or the topic of, am I in control or is God? And this is the first in a series for this month on magic, because magic is, well, it's the best thing, it's the most exciting thing. But I wanted to, and I needed to address control first, because I have so many clients that ask me this kind of question, when it comes to their business or it comes to their relationships or their health. And we've all been in that place where we just want to know, hey, am I in control or is God, is spirit, divine, am I in control or is something else in control? Because we've all gotten to that place where we're hopeless or exhausted and frustrated and maybe mad or enraged, and we just need to know, hey, is it my fault? Like, did I create this, or is something else doing this to me, and I have to either figure out what the lesson is so I can learn that lesson, or do something different so that I can get out of whatever something else has put me in. So it's a fair question. It's a legitimate question, and I think it needs a lot of empathy, a lot of sympathy, and a lot of love to be able to even begin to address that kind of question. Because I know that I've been in that place where everything effing sucks, and it really feels like someone else or something else is doing it to me, that I don't have control, that I am not the center of my universe at that time. And I've been told my whole life from other coaches and healers and everyone in the personal development industry that you are the power to create. You are the only power to create in your universe. And then I heard everyone on the spiritual side of things and in a church or spiritual center say, no, God's in control. You're just along for the ride. And I found that so frustrating. Which is it? Am I in control or is God in control? And so it just, most of my life got taken up with this question, this very real question of, am I in control or is God? Because I hate my life right now. So if that's the case, I just need to know, is it me or is it God? So what do you do with that? If you find yourself in that place, or if you only find yourself in that place sometimes, like every once in a while things get really bad and so you dip into that energy for a little bit, what do you do with that? Well, I have found in my life that when I stopped caring if I was in control or if God was in control, most, if not all, of the suffering went away. When it no longer mattered. And it's this weird thing because our logical brain wants to figure out, is it me or is it something else doing this to me? Because we think if we could figure that out, we could stop it. But if you've been in that position and then you decide, okay, it's me, I create my life, I create my reality, and then you go with that and do everything you can to change because now you created your reality, often it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Or maybe you go the other extreme and you say, oh, it's definitely, God or spirit or something else is in control of my life, so I'm going to surrender. And then finally we get to that place of surrender, we let go completely, and things work out much better in our life. And we've heard that in A Course of Miracles and a lot of other great teachings, that when you surrender and completely let go, things go much better in your life. I have found it to be some of one and some of number two, that it could be both, it could be either. And I no longer care. There are certain things that I know are within my control, and there's certain things that I know are not within my control, and I no longer spend any time on that. There's a really great quote by Jim Rohn, and it was something like, people will come up to him and ask him these questions about success in life, and he would say back to them, I used to question, why does the wind blow? I don't spend much time on that anymore. People would come to me and ask, why does the sun rise every day? And I would tell them, you could go sign up for that class, but I just wouldn't. I would stop signing up for that class. And it's the why class. Why does this happen? Why? And it's just not a productive place to be most of the time. I've never been in that, what some would call a lower vibration or negative mindset, whatever you want to call that, and ask the question, why? Why is this happening to me? Why don't I have more control? I've never been in that state and got a productive answer. So would you be willing to allow yourself to step out of that space and get into the space where you can actually get an answer? And part of that is letting go and no longer caring if you're in control or not, which is not exactly surrender. Surrender is a great thing too, but it's not exactly surrender. It's not surrendering and saying, I'm just going to couch it for now. I'm going to watch movies all day. That would be like some people's idea of surrender. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you acknowledge that there's certain things that you cannot control and certain things that you can. And that's just like the serenity prayer, which you could look up. I'm not going to try to paraphrase that here. So, control. When you let go of the need to know if you're in control or if the divine is in control, then you open up to magic. And magic is where you get way more control and way more ability to create, but you can't get there until you drop this obsession with magic. Or sorry, drop this obsession with control. You can't get to magic until you drop the obsession with control. So would you be willing to drop your obsession with control? Whew, a lot of energy on that, even just for myself. Still, it's a journey, it's a process. Because the more willing you are to let go of control, or sorry, the need for control, you can still control, but the need for control, the more you can open up to magic. So it's our first in the series for the month. I hope you'll check out the next ones where I'm going to get into what are the other things that get in the way of magic, and then what are the things that actually increase magic and increase your ability to do and to be magic. Thank you so much for joining for this video, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.